Hello guys, well, sorry to say this guy's for you, but I've been thinking a lot lately about this decision. And before I'm gonna say this, or before I'm gonna actually do my decision, um, I just want to give you a bit of a recap about this. Let's see if I can make it at least a 15 or 20-minute video because I don't want to extend it to an hour. So, let's start from the beginning, okay? So, from the previous video that I mentioned that why I wanted to become a free-to-play player, it was for two reasons. The minor reason was because of the Hoyo shields going out of control, trying to attack a lot of Withering Wave players, and also came to the part where they have to censor some of their characters. I was not aware about those details about that problem, but that was not the case. The case was that the Hoyo shields were just attacking all other gacha games, so they can confirm that Genshin Impact or all of the other Hoyo games are more superior than the other. That really took a little bit of my nerve because back in my time, back in 2000, yeah, the 2000s, we never had to go between all of those issues. Like we just recommend each one, like if they want to play that game. Like for example, back in the PlayStation 2 era, I used to play a lot of like PlayStation games, and there was also other players who had GameCube and Xbox that made us, kind of like give us like motivation to try to actually purchase those games and give us the opinion. Back in that time, we used to play with more, be more like friendly and go to each other houses. One will go to the Xbox and then we play Halo 2. I have my PlayStation 2 playing, I don't know, maybe Marvel Nemesis or all that kind of stuff. And we recommend each one our games. Right now we live in a different era, and depending on what other game that you want to enjoy, you cannot enjoy it because the other one doesn't enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like they hate each other just because they play a different game that they're not in their bubble or in their head, right? Like they want to be at the top of the attention and say, you know what? I freaking like Genshin Impact and all the other games are just worthless. Back in the time where we was like, oh, you know what? I have a PlayStation 2. I used to play Shadow of the Colossus a lot. I recommended those games to my other people, and they'd say, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and try, I don't know, Ratchet and Clank. I'll trade it for you for Shadow of the Colossus, and you can tell me what's your opinion, right? We used to do that all the time back in the 2000s. Or when we had the GameCube, I remember that I play a lot Star Fox Assault in multiplayer, locally, of course, with the four players on our same TV. And if it wasn't that, we play Mario Kart, or then we changed to the PlayStation, play Marvel Nemesis, or maybe we played what other multiplayer I used to play back in the time. I don't know, Crash Team Racing. I forgot about a lot of PlayStation 2 games that I used to play, or Xbox. We used to play Halo, or we used to play like, maybe going back to the 360s, it will be Gears of War, Halo 3. I didn't have a PlayStation 3, but my point here is that we used to play a lot of other games without having those kind of issues, like combating each other for stupid reasons. Guys, you're like 20, 30 years old. I think that you're more matured enough to try to not to go into that point. So going back to that was one of the reasons. Second one of all, it's because the game, I'm not enjoying the game anymore. And that's what games are for, right? To enjoy, to play. Like if you're playing it, you're enjoying every single minute, second, hour of your life because you're enjoying it. I don't see that anymore in Genshin Impact. And one of the main reasons why I started to play Genshin Impact, it was the pandemic. And I'm not gonna lie, or many people are not gonna say that this is a lie, but that's true. Back in the time, the pandemic was horrible. We didn't have anything to do. We couldn't get outside because you can get the corona, and then pretty much you died, and etc. etc. You have a lot of risk there. So Genshin Impact gave us an option, and we were enjoying, like we were outside, but unfortunately we were inside of our houses, right? So that was one of the reasons why Genshin Impact was very, very successful. It was free to play. If you wanted to add money, it was optional, and you have that kind of exploration thing and all that kind of stuff. I really, really enjoyed those versions. I think that the version that really, really gave me a lot of like boredom, it was starting maybe Fontaine. But Fontaine, because I had a phobia for water levels, I wanted to give it a try. It was very cool. And then we got, I don't know, Nathan, no, Natlan, or whatever you want to call it, where people were starting to get a lot of like controversies and kind of issues, especially the American one, that because why people are not black in the nation of sun and all that kind of stuff. Oh my god, that kind of I don't want to return to those issues. But whatsoever, Nathan was the nation that started to get a little bit of boresome, and even so that I started to be free to play player. I was actually very lucky with my polls. I'm still very, very lucky to get in my polls, but to be honest, it's not that one new character will get me back into the game, right? So yeah, that's pretty much one of the other issues. The game is starting to be boring as if. If this game, it really, guys, and I'm gonna be honest, 100% honest with you guys. If this game had a freaking skip button, I will still consider to play Genshin Impact. I'm not lying. If this freaking game, and I'm sorry if I'm actually going to be a little bit rude here, but if this freaking game had a freaking skip button such as Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, believe me, I will still continue to play Genshin Impact, but that's not the case. Why? Because it's freaking time consuming, and I don't have a lot of time to consume in one single game, and I have to dedicate like 5 or 6 hours of my freaking time, such as Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail, that I take maybe one or maybe half an hour or 1 hour and a half. That's the maximum day that I can actually dedicate a little bit of time of those games. But freaking 5 and 6 hours? Well, unless if it's a new area, like the moon really caught me off guard, and it was a great exploration that took a little bit of time, but it took me like around 6 or 7 hours to complete everything. And just to give me what, maybe 20 pulls? Just give me 20 pulls for that? And even so, people will defend that, like, oh, 20 pulls is a lot. I'm sorry, I don't want to do the imitation things, because I know how the Hoyo shields or the Hoyo fans could actually react to this. So, compared to the other you can call it sons, because Genshin Impact was the first one, even so the Honkai Impact 3rd is laughing on Genshin Impact for that. I really don't want to enjoy or play this game anymore. Like, I'm playing this game just for obligation, and I don't want to continue with that. Something that we call here in Mexico, or the Latin America community, is that the community are very migajero. Migajero is leftovers. You know what leftover means? That pretty much you're just eating what you can get the big bread. Instead of getting the big bread, you're just eating pieces of it. You're just eating just a little tiny of the piece of bread. What is that? 60 primogems per day. And even so that you're saying, oh, but they're giving us free constellation for what? For every 2 or 3 months, and it's constellation for non-meta characters. And even so, I'm not even going to go to that team, because even so that they're off-meta characters, I think that Genshin Impact, and I'll admit this, I think that Genshin Impact is trying to do their best to try to maintain the player base, right? Because if it wasn't for that, we shouldn't have like the updates for the stellar conduct, which we got a couple of characters that got buffed. They started to add the expression situation, something that Withering Waves already started to do it since day one, and they're comparing that stupid thing for that. And what else? They're doing improvements bit by bit. But it's almost going to be 6 years. 6 years for those minimum migajas, minimum leftovers that we're getting. It's not worth it. And other thing is that I know that the anniversary is also going to go around the corner, but what we're going to get, like maybe 20 pulls and one free selector from the for the permanent banner that you're going to have. Like, let's be honest, who plays Diluc anymore? Who plays freaking Diluc? Jean is still relevant. Mona is a little bit relevant. Kiki is now one of the best 5-star characters, even so that Kiki was the worst. Like, I'm kind of surprised that now Kiki is a bit much better than Skirk, even so that pretty much I've been seeing the meta situation since, and Kiki is much better than Skirk nowadays. Kaching was my first 5-star character. It's been a long time I haven't used her, but sometimes I use her because it's nostalgia, but nothing more. Deya is one of the worst characters that we could have get, even so that it's Koyo. It was the Genshin Impact team that really killed her, which it's a shame. And Mitsuki, who freaking plays Mitsuki at this stage? Like, Mitsuki is not relevant even. So, I'm not forgetting one 5-star character, right? I think I'm missing one more, but oh, Tignari. I'm sorry. Who freaking plays Tignari, right? Like, maybe the only character, like, people who really appreciate the game and they really appreciate what they can get, even so that they lose the 50-50, maybe they appreciate it. Believe me, I really appreciate to play all of the characters that I'm actually getting. Not lying, like, maybe I can show you my rooster, or wait, well, not to rotate everything, where I can actually do this. I think it's in the character archive, where you can see every single 5-star character that I actually got. Like, you'll see, those are freaking Minastra? Well, whatever, I don't play Minastra, right? The freaking Minecraft or Roblox thing that on Genshin Impact. But as you can see, the amount of 5 stars that I have are pretty much, it is pretty much a big difference. So it's not like, oh, you're losing the 50-50s, or maybe you're not able to get the characters that you want, etc. No, it's not like that. Like, I remember that I wanted Barca so much. I do have him. I remember getting Nicole because I lost to Linnea. Columbina is something that I really didn't want, but hey, I got her. Nefer was just like a kind of like a heads up, maybe it was luck. Lauma C3 was freaking lucky. Skirk as well, like, you get the point. It's been a long time that I haven't lost the 50-50, and I couldn't get Sandrone, but Sandrone doesn't even caught my attention just because of the Stella conduct, and that's the other thing. Genshin Impact, it's very predatory because you need to pull the character to actually succeed in the Abyss. Pretty much it's just the Abyss. Other than Imaginary Theater, you can actually come to your mind, even so that you don't get like the whole 10 perfect stars or whatever, you still get the rewards, right? And that one takes me about maybe 30 or maybe an hour, because, you know, the RNG of that Imaginary Theater is kind of hard. But it still doesn't, at least I get a little bit of joy, but just for what? For a month? Because Imaginary Theater resets for a month, and I don't want to sustain a month just to actually revive my old characters. Well, not all of the old characters. You can actually use some of the characters because it's kind of like different, the Imaginary Theater. But yeah, guys, I don't want to continue to play this game anymore. People who actually subscribed to me when I was in Genshin Impact, be free to unsubscribe me. I wouldn't blame for that if you still wanted Genshin Impact content. To be honest, I really wanted to quit on Nutcry, but Nutcry really got into my attention of the story. The story was actually very good, something that they could have done a long time ago, because Genshin Impact, it was getting way behind of lore. Like, we only got 3 patches of lore, and then the rest of it was just filler. Like, everything was filler, and that's what Genshin Impact used to be. Like, you get maybe 3 patches of lore, and then the rest of them were fillers, and then maybe the last patch before the next version arrive, you get something interesting for the next version, or something, or a new character for the new nation, or something like that, and that was it. Nutcry really gave you back-to-back almost every single patch of the lore, and I'm actually very surprised that Nutcry was 100% almost dedicated to lore, and I was like, oh, you know what, I maybe want to give him a little bit of opportunity, but it was just it. Maybe I can just see the lore in YouTube or something like that, but I don't want to continue to play this game anymore. So sorry, I have to give you a bit of details about why I don't want to play this game anymore. It's just that maybe people will just like try to stab you or try to tell me something stupid like, oh, you're just abandoning it because it's bored. No, I have my reasons. And another thing, you may want to think, oh, I don't think that you're going to abandon this game because you've been playing it since day one, and maybe it's going to hurt you to not play those characters anymore. Let me give you just my last example so I can actually slap you like that by those comments, right? Let's start with online gaming, because maybe people are gonna stab me for that. So I'm gonna tell you, Lost Ark, I remember that it was one of the best games that I used to play back in the time. I used to play it with my friends, but after about the power creep, I'm sorry, not power creep. I'm sorry, I'm used to power creep for that part. The veterans, the mechanics, the gatekeepers, I just didn't enjoy it anymore, and my friends considered me that I was not very good at the game, even so that I was playing on a different server with 250 ms, and then they blame my internet. I say, you know what, you don't understand this kind of stupid things. I'm just gonna ban the game. And you'll be wondering, oh, it's a free-to-play game. Well, just to give you my just to give you information, FYI, I wasted like maybe $100 in that game. And like, ooh, $100, that's not much. Yeah, it's not much because I used to just waste in skins, and I remember that skins was one of the biggest things that I wanted to play, even so that the game was kind of like that game was horribly time consuming, much worse than Genshin Impact, because you have to use like maybe 5 or 6 characters, and then you have to use the dailies for every single of the characters. It was horribly time consuming, much horrible than Genshin Impact, and I abandoned the game because because my friends didn't consider me anymore, and I didn't want to play that game anymore. So I wasted $100 on that. One horrible big example on 2 other games. I think it's 2 other games. Waste consuming, if I'm lying, it's just 2 or 1, but it will be League of Legends. League of Legends, I started to play that game in 2014, back in Season 5. I just consider it because I had a lot of friends playing League of Legends, and I started to play it. It took me 10 years to abandon the game. Why? Because when they removed the hedge deck and they give us like crappy skins, even so that cost you like 300, and it looks like maybe a skin of maybe $10 or $20 or whatever, I say, you know what? Me and my friend, there was only one last friend that I used to play League of Legends, but he was not joining the game anymore. And I'd say, you know what? I'm just gonna abandon the game. I don't feel that it's very cool or anything like that. And I decided to abandon the game. 10 years. And abandoning a 10-year League of Legends player, it's very hard. There are players that they're still into the game, but 10 years was very hard. And you'll be wondering, oh, but it's a free-to-play game. Oh, let me tell you. On that game, I had like around 650 skins. 650 skins. And you'll be wondering, oh, but they're... No. Let me tell you one thing. I had, maybe in that account, I had like 30 prestige skins. And just to give you an example, what the prestige skins are, those skins cost like maybe around $100 or $200. Yeah. I'm not lying, guys. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, when I actually contact the Riot Games about what was my investment back in that time, they told me that the amount that I wasted in League of Legends was around 40k Mexican pesos. To give you an example, what is that amount? Mexican pesos, if I calculated, it was 3k of dollars. Like, let's put it like that, $3,000 I wasted on League of Legends, and I abandoned it because why? Well, the account is there, so nothing will happen to that account. So I have my account and all my skins and all that kind of stuff. Something that is going to happen on Genshin Impact, even if I abandon it, my characters are going to be there, so I'm not going to waste anything. But in case I want to return to League of Legends, which is a horrible no, I'm not going to play that game anymore. Those $3,000 that I wasted on League of Legends is gonna be there. It's up to me if I want to sell it or if I want to give it to a friend or something like that. I wouldn't care the most. So pretty much it's one of the biggest things that I'll tell you, that if I abandon Genshin Impact, even so I don't remember how much I wasted into the game. Maybe it was 4 years of pure battle passes and what's it called? And subscriptions. It wouldn't hurt me. It wouldn't hurt me because I still have the things over here. One last thing I'm gonna tell you because it's almost 20 minutes. So the other last thing that I wasted in this game was just the Yellen skin, and I didn't put any time in this game. And I'll be honest, again, one more time, and I'll say it one more time, is this freaking game had a freaking skip button, I would consider to return to Genshin Impact. As you can see, I haven't done anything in this version. This freaking event where they have like, you know, those kind of like dialogues and necessary dialogues and all that kind of stuff. I just press X X X X X and I'm just begging that the freaking dialogue for freaking finish. That's the only inconvenience that I have because it's time consuming. 5 hours or 6 hours, and all of it maybe it was just what, maybe an hour or 2 hours of pure dialogue that I couldn't skip. But it's necessary. Well, necessary for you guys, but I don't want to waste 5 or 6 hours of my life trying to skip freaking dialogue. And if it's not like that, I don't know, change my source, I go to my computer, wait until everything is finished, I go back and like, you're still not finished? Okay, let me just put another 5 or 6 minutes, and then I return to like, oh, finally, and then I'm just like jumping my character because of the X. Because there are people who is also frustrated with that, and they do automatic systems or all that kind of stuff, and guess what? Hoyoverse banned them because it's third-party software. And horribly, the community does laugh on them because they're like, you couldn't skip dialogue. And like, really, guys, we're not so horrible. We're not we're not horrible people who just laugh at them because they actually don't have much time to play a game that you can't skip dialogue. And there are people that I did recommend Genshin Impact, and the first thing that they tell me is that, bro, is there a way that you can skip the dialogue? No, I'm sorry, I don't want to play this game. And yeah, it's just and it's understandable. It's understandable, right? There are people who wants to play other games. They don't have the time to just waste the game and just pure dialogue. You know, there's a reason why Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, and even so, Honkai Star Rail, which is one of the biggest games that has very good lore or has very important lore, which passes time to time, they have a skip button. Silent Zone Zero, maybe sometimes there are interesting lore, I'm not sure about that, but you also have the option for skipping. And why is that? Because they want to play the game, right? They want to play the game. That's pretty much one of the biggest reasons about that. So as you can see, I tried to play this event, but just because of the simple fact that I cannot skip this freaking event, I just said, you know what, I don't want to do anything. And as you can see, I haven't done anything. I really haven't done anything in this version. So I'm just freaking out of it. I'm really tired, and I'm really tired playing this game that it will just give me 60 Primo Gems per day, or if you're doing exploration, the best that you can get is just like maybe 10 or 15 or 20 pulls. And if you're a free-to-play player, you need to save a lot of Primo Gems, 5, maybe 3 or 5 patches to actually get the character that you want, because getting 16k of Primo Gems equals maybe 2 or 3 freaking versions, something that you can get in Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero. It's something that they have to fix as well. Like Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail since day one, each patch you're getting 10 free pulls, something that Genshin Impact have not done in this freaking 6 years. And then suddenly when I abandoned the game, they're making those changes, and I'm like, you know what, go freak yourself, honestly, with a big finger and middle finger. Sorry guys, I tell myself that I'm sorry I have to be rude in this. Freak yourself, really, freak yourself, Genshin Impact. I really don't want to play the game anymore. I don't enjoy it anymore. I'm so freaking sorry for those people who want to see Genshin Impact videos, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. I just can't enjoy this game anymore. That's all that I can say. The only things that I actually got, again, I'll just do this one more time. Since Lauma C3 or Nefer, the only new character that I got was Columbina, Sibai, Varka, and Nicole. Yeah, that's how lucky I was in this version. I think they wanted to sustain a little bit of my time to still play this game. And again, I really like Not Cry, but it still doesn't it still doesn't compensate about those 6 years that have been, almost 6 years that I'm going to be playing this game. So enjoy the anniversary. I'm pretty sure that the anniversary will still give them leftovers, maybe 20 pulls and the permanent banner selector. I don't know. Guys, just because I quit, I wouldn't say that quit the game or anything like that. I'll just say if you still enjoy the game, play it as you want. Like, that's what games are for, right? To enjoy, to actually to feel that you're actually getting fun, to actually see like, oh my god, the exploration, the end game. I really freaking love this game. But again, somebody who played almost 6 years and they're still playing the same game over and over again without any expectations of getting any kind of like I'm sorry, mejoras, that the game will be better or something like that. I'm pretty sure that you're gonna see that way again, crying because of the Nathan situation. I'm pretty sure you're gonna fade that. Well, guys, just because I'm gonna be freaking serious and not because I'm actually doing this for rage bait or anything like that, one more thing I'm gonna tell you is the amount of hours. Like 1.7k of hours. It's a lot. It's really a lot. The only thing that I could return playing Genshin Impact is just to platinum this game. The only thing I'm just missing is just doing the hard thing. But you know what? It's gonna be there forever, so I'm not gonna enjoy this. So sorry guys, I really want to apologize. If you don't want to play, again, enjoy the game the best as you can. I'm just gonna do this because I don't enjoy playing this game anymore. Be free to unsubscribe for the people who want to still see Genshin Impact videos, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. So sorry guys, I don't want to play the game anymore. I'm just gonna finish it, doing what I have to do. I should have done this a long time ago, but one last words. Genshin Impact, really appreciate that you really gave me a lot of fun during those years. Pandemic was kind of horrible. You really gave us that option. Purchasing game was kind of hard. One of the biggest reasons why the digital was relevant at that time, and physical is not relevant anymore. F for that, because physical are dying in this point. But I really have to say goodbye to you. Doesn't matter. I still have the account and everything. And one more thing, guys, please. I don't want to see in the comments saying stupid things that the Hoya Shields would say. I really know my community. I really want peace. I don't want any kind of drama. I don't want any kind of like issues or anything like that. And any kind of those comments that I see in this video, which I'm pretty sure that nobody will do. I'm pretty sure that nobody will do that. I'm just gonna ignore those. Really. Just save your words. Save your pity, please. And yeah, again, I don't even say what a Hoyoshu would say, because otherwise you're not welcome in this channel, alright? I'm just gonna say at this point. Guys, I hope that you respect my decision. This is my, obviously, anybody is welcome to play any kind of game that they want, but I'm not looking back, and I'm just gonna quit Genshin Impact. Now, any situation, if I decided to return to play Genshin Impact, first of all, if the skip button is there, I will consider to play Genshin Impact. If they're giving us best rewards, I will consider to play Genshin Impact. And one more thing, I think those are the two best things that I can keep up in mind. But I think that the last thing that I will talk about is that if they, no, I can't think about it. I think those are the two biggest things. I think I'm not going to put a third opinion. So skip button, and if the rewards are better. Because, guys, open your eyes. They're just giving you leftovers. But it's your decision. But my decision is goodbye, Genshin Impact. Thank you for everything. But there are better games outside. So see you later. You know what? It feels so freaking amazing to do this after 6 freaking years. It feels freaking awesome to do that. After you delete the game, it feels that you took like a big, huge weight inside. At least for me. But that's all, guys. Sorry I had to do that. It's not about I haven't do any kind of content or anything like that. It's just that I really don't like to play Genshin Impact anymore. It's something that Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail are doing much better, and obviously within Waves it's 100% much better than Genshin Impact, but it's just my opinion. I don't want to rage bait anybody, it's just my opinion, right? Okay guys, that's it. Live today to see it better tomorrow. I'll see you guys into the next video. And again, I'm so sorry that you won't be able to see any more Genshin Impact content in this channel anymore. Again, only two considerations that I will return to play Genshin Impact is that if they add the freaking skip button and if the rewards are better. I'm not asking anything. I really don't ask it. Something that Honkai Star Rail and Sunless Missouri are doing something. I'm sorry, that both of those two games are doing. They're not doing it in Genshin Impact, and it's taking a long time, and I don't want to wait anymore. See you guys, and again, hopefully you respect my decision. And sorry for the long time. It's just that I had to explain that and say it to you guys. Well, guys, that's it. See you guys, and I'll see you guys into the next video. I think that tomorrow, I guess. Goodbye.